Cale Bigelow, Purdue University Horticulture Landscape Architecture Department, and I am a turfgrass scientist. There's lots and lots of different types of grass seed that's out there for lawns. In this situation, I have a package of, it says tall fescue mix, which is a nice cool season grass that we oftentimes talk about using in lawns in our particular region here in the state of Indiana. It's more drought tolerant, it's more heat tolerant, it's a fairly durable grass, and again, there's a variety of different types of brands that you could purchase. Some are better than others in terms of the quality of the seed that's actually in there. But we oftentimes get asked, is spring a good time to seed our lawns? And that's a huge it depends. The optimal time to seed your lawn is actually late summer, and there's a whole bunch of different reasons for that, such as competing seedlings with things like crabgrass. But it doesn't mean that you can't seed your lawn in the spring. You just have to adjust your expectations. In the spring of the year, our soils are more cold, and when the soils are cold, the seeds don't germinate quite as quickly. It also means that those plants really need to get a jump start in order to survive the summer conditions. So one of the things that we oftentimes talk about when we're talking about spring seeding and using your grass seed for that is, what should I do about weed control if I'm seeding for improving the density of my lawn? Well, there's a lot of different things that you can do. Oftentimes with a lot of the fertilizers that are applied in the spring of the year is they will sometimes have an herbicide associated with that fertilizer product. And that is a pre-emergence herbicide that is designed to control things like crabgrass through the growing season. So if you need to do some spring seeding, be very, very careful with what you choose to do as far as any sort of herbicide applications. It probably would be not advisable to do some sort of a blanket application of an herbicide, but you can always purchase these types of ready-to-use spot spray types of products. So if you decided that you wanted to do some spring seeding and you also knew that you had a history of things like crabgrass being a problem in your landscape, there is one particular unique herbicide that can be an option so that you can seed and still control things like crabgrass. And this is a product that is available, and it has an herbicide and a fertilizer all together that can suppress things like crabgrass but allow you to safely seed in the spring of the months. The actual herbicide product is something called mesotrione. That's the active ingredient that's in there, which is a different type of pre-emergence herbicide compared to a lot of the traditional crabgrass preventers that you'd see in some traditional weed and feed type products. But if you knew that you were going to do some spring seeding and crabgrass has been a historical problem at your property, a product that contains the product called mesotrione in addition to the fertilizer is probably your best bet.